Hey there everyone, it's your boy Kraken, and today I'm going to show you how to mix new strains in Schedule 1. Now, you're going to need some product here. I've got some sour diesel, pretty standard. You can mix any kind. I suggest mixing standard kinds. You'll grow standard kinds. Don't use fertilizer or PGR or nothing like that. Just get the standard stuff and then put it in, because you can always dry it later with the drying rack if you don't have one yet. That's a little later in the game, but I suggest just doing the standard. No need to make sure it's purple or gold quality, that's fine. So once you've got that in the mixing station, you're going to want to add some recipes, or some ingredients rather, to it to make a new recipe. Now, we're going to go down and check where we can get those sort of things right here, right now. The mixing station, first off, is what you're going to need. You can get the mixing station once you become Hoodlum 1, or if you do the, I believe it's called Mixing Mania quest line. You will have to get those done before you can go down to Dan's Hardware, the first place you can pick up your first mixing station. It'll be down here at the bottom, $500, not too bad. I suggest picking one up as soon as you can, really, because you can start easily doubling, tripling, even quadrupling the value of your strains to sell, just by putting in a few basic ingredients, right? Go ahead and get yourself one of those, purchase one, and then we're also going to get the ingredients. So once you have your mixing station set up properly, we're going to go down to the gas station here. You can go to a few places. Some places sell some of the things, but I suggest going down to the gas station. I know of 2 of the gas stations. Any of them will do, I suppose. They do sell different products, but for the most part, they've got the ingredients you need. So we can see the gas station down there. We're going to stroll down there real quick. Don't mind me while I board by. Lots of people out today. Whoa, hey, that guy. We're gonna talk about that guy. Anyway, so we like to purchase something. You can see here, a lot of these are locked for later levels. You can see if you hover over them when you get them, and pretty much all of these items that I'm hovering over right now, plus these items here, can be used to mix things. They really can. These are kind of obvious, right? You can put these in for sort of the basic effects like energizing or calorie dense, right? And some of these are a little more crazier. Like, you can put batteries in. Call me crazy, but you can put batteries in. It's like gives you sort of a jolty, like glowy effect on your shirt and stuff. Chilies give you like a flaming effect, very spicy, and so forth, right? So you can add any one of these. We're gonna go ahead and buy a few. Let's just do 10, since we have 10 of our sour diesel in there. I'm gonna mix 10 sour diesel with let's say, I think this is a good one. Let's mix it with the Viagra. Funny as that sounds, but that will work. So we'll get 10 of those. All right, make my way back to the sweatshop here where I've got my grow. Not too bad. Once you get the route down, it should be pretty easy to go back and forth. Once you got the bungalow, the gas station's right there, so highly suggest getting to the bungalow if you want to mix. So we go back to our mixing station, and all we do is put those items in. So we've got the product over here. We've got the recipe item here, and like I said, you can get a little crazy. You will be making new ones based on what items you put in what order, and you can mix them up multiple times. So you can make many levels. I really don't think there's a limit. You could just keep mixing them up, but the more you mix up, obviously, the more steps there are in the process to make it. So you might want to stop at just a few. I mix up about 4 or 5 times. So that's my suggestion. But we're going to go ahead and hit that, and you will get this sort of mini game, okay? And it's a lot like the other games. You can lift them up one by one and put them inside the mixer, right? And that's fine. Their little trick, though, I like to do, if this is a standard mixer, later on you'll get an automatic mixer, which you won't have to do this mini game. So that's fairly straightforward. You just press the start button once you put the ingredients in. But for this, try right-clicking if you're on PC. I apologize, I don't know what it is on controller. But it's whatever the equivalent for right click is, and you get this like circle that's magnetic, and it brings items in as you hover over it. Now you'll notice I dropped that nug. Now the thing is, if you move too fast, see, it drops. But if you move nice and slow, nice and easy, you can kind of pick them all up. And I'm doing it slow now to show it to you. But let me go ahead and spread them around, okay? And I'll show you how fast this can be, right? Don't have to move too slow, just slow enough to get it all in there at once. Beautiful, just like that. And you'll get used to it. Chilies, mega beans, some things like that can be pretty tough to put in all at once. So I usually do I swipe across one, put it in, swipe across the second column, put it in, and we're good to go. Now another trick is you will notice there will be like energy drinks, stuff like that will be in a sort of pitcher. You will need to pick that up and tilt it with A or D buttons on the PC or your stick, I believe, on the controller to pour it in there. If you've got a drink or something to pour into the mixer, I suggest starting with that because that's very easy to screw up. Like, you know, it gets stuck in the way a lot and can't be moved. They may be fixing that soon. It's a little bug, but it's no biggie. And if something like that happens where you get stuck, you can just press the escape button, right? And you see nothing's been wasted. I'm right back to it. I just do it again, right? So we'll do it real quick here. Gotta grab them up. And like I said, the second column, just grab those up. Throw them in there, and once they're in, you just hit the start button, and it starts mixing. And you can mix 10 at a time on the standard mixer, or 20 at a time, I believe, on the higher grade mixer, Mark II. But you can put up to 20 product and mixing items in there at a time, so you can kind of get the next batch ready, right? But yeah, you let this mix. There's a little timer here. You can watch the timer. This is accurate. You know, some with the higher mixes, the higher level ones on the Mark II, it can take longer. Just because, you know, you'll be putting a lot more stuff in, like 20 ingredients. But on this one, it shouldn't take more than a minute. So we'll let that do its thing there. And you can sort of sit in this menu, though I suggest just backing out of it while it does its thing, and then going back into it once it's done. Otherwise, it can be a little buggy and weird. I apologize for all the messages I'm getting on my phone, but apparently I'm very popular today. Okay, there we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, ding, and we'll go in, and there you go. Now you've got your new mix. Now this is an important step, not super important, but I mean, it's part of the fun, right? First off, you can see it looks a little different, right, for what we mixed in. The Viagra made it a little bit lighter, not much, but again, as you continue to mix, they will change. They will look different. It's refreshing, is what sour diesel is naturally, and adding the Viagra gave it Tropic Thunder, I believe. Okay. So we're going to, and this can change, these effects change based on like what strain you're using plus what you're mixing in. So there's so many combinations, it's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, we'll click this little edit icon next to it, right? To edit the name. You can just delete the default name. There's not many default names, they're just procedurally generated from real names of strains. But you can enter your own in. So since we put in Viagra, right? I like to get a little thematic. We can call it since sour diesel, so big diesel, right? You know, like big D, big diesel. I don't know, I think it's clever. Good enough, doesn't matter. You can see the market value down here, 56. It's improved a little bit. You can get it well over 100. I think our best strain right now with me and my friends is 111 standard for mix up 5 times. So if you mix it up 5 times, some good ones are energy drink, Viagra, the battery, chilies, stuff like that. So just a pro tip. Things like cuke, donuts, and bananas can add interesting effects, but aren't really worth. They're more addictive. They're not really very valuable, right? So just keep that in mind. Some things are more addictive than they are valuable. Anyways, we got a new strain. You can, like I said, put it in and mix it up with new stuff, and that's how you mix. It's a little complicated at first, but realistically, you'll get fast at it. It's pretty simple overall. You're just putting in the strain, putting in new items, making new recipes. Now, little pro tip, last step here. Open up your phone. If you want to see, you think, how am I going to remember all this? Just click products on your phone, and you will see all the strains, including the new ones you have. You can even list it for sale. You can change the asking price per gram, per unit, I should say. And you can even see what makes it, right? So you got your sour diesel and your Viagra makes big diesel, right? So, and 95% addictiveness, that's actually pretty good. So I got really lucky there. I didn't expect that. But there you go. That's how you do it. That simple. If you need any help or have any questions, as always, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I do love to help out, and I'm more than glad to give you some tips and tricks if you want to know which things to mix in and how to mix them. Have a good one, and good luck.